Hi there. Welcome to Headcase Games, iPhone development video log number 3, where I sit here and talk to you about everything that matters in the world. And it's all very important, so you better drop whatever else you're doing and listen up. Thank you. My name is Ron Alpert. I'm an iPhone app developer with HeadcaseGames.com. We make games such as iFist and 180 for your iPhone and iPod Touch, and your iPad as well. Our games are available on the iTunes App Store for the measly price of $1.99. And if you're watching this video cast, especially if you've watched the other two, and you haven't bought these games, that means that you're a bad person and you have to go and buy them right now. And if you're too cheap, then you can go and download the free demo of 180, which is also available right now. And if you refuse to get the free demo because you only want to have the full game, well then, I don't know what else to tell you. I suppose you can wait to see if we have another free promotion at some point down the road, and then you can grab the game then. But, I don't know when that's going to be. And, maybe even then you're still like, I've got enough free games. Then we have to go down to the next level, where I have to pay you to take the game. And that's when things start getting really difficult, because then you download the game, and then I show up at your house at 3 in the morning, and I knock on your door, and I have a couple of crinkled dollar bills in my claw of a hand, and there's beads of sweat running down my forehead, and you answer the door and say, "Who are you?" And I say, "You bought my game. I have your money." And you say, "What are you talking about?" And I say, "No, you remember the game. You bought it." And then you look at your shotgun that's in your hand and your cell phone that's in your other hand, and you start to call the police, and you warn me to get off your property. And that's what I call a successful transaction. So, yeah, you should buy my game. Anyway, getting back to the point of this podcast, I guess I should get into the state of the union of the iPhone development scene. Things are going all right. Those who've been paying attention have probably noticed that it's been a while since I put any new product or any updates out. I'm working pretty hard helping another friend at a different studio finish up his project. The project is unnamed, the studio is unnamed, and that's not because I'm trying to be mysterious. We just haven't got around to the naming part of it yet. All things in due time, though. Hopefully that will get rolled out in short order. I'll keep updating. I'd like to put up some images of how that's looking rather soon. I'm sure that my partner wouldn't mind that as well. But to repeat, all things in due time. It's coming. Expect sometime within the next 3 weeks to a month or so that we should get that wrapped up. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I've been working hard maintaining our community, maintaining our websites. I actually have a lot of websites that are tied into this thing. I want to actually talk about the new site, which has just launched a few days ago. It's called freeapptracker.com. I would welcome criticism of our new site. This is not something that should be unfamiliar to anybody that pays any sort of attention to the iPhone community. Basically, we have a site where we feature some game that is either temporarily free or has been free for a long time, but maybe hasn't got a lot of attention, and we just bring it to people's attention for one day, and we tweet about it, and we put it up on our Facebook, and so on and so forth. I'd also like to extend an invitation to other developers that are watching, reading what I write and listening to what I say, and if you're interested in partnering with us, submit your app to us. Maybe we'll feature it for you. That would be good for you, it'd be good for us. Our site is still new and small, so it takes time to grow these things. But I feel like our network's grown pretty well over the course of the last year and a half. I've seen for myself how it's done, and it's been going pretty good. So, take that as you will. Anyway, lips getting a little chapped. Other than that, we have some contests going on at the freeapptracker.com site. Any of those of you who have been familiar with the contest that we've done over at the Headcase Games Retro Game of the Day site will be familiar with the concept of us basically having people retweet our posts or put things out on Facebook or whatever, and then you can win an app. Any app that you like. That's basically how this works. Follow the instructions in the contest page, and you can win any app that you want, not just apps by Headcase Games, but anything that you want, basically, as long as it's priced within reason. So, click on over this site, see what it has to say, see how you feel about all that. Otherwise, I guess I should just say, what have I been playing lately? I haven't been playing much. I never really get to play much. I just sit here and futz around with this video camera all day long and take multiple takes. You don't even want to know how many of this video right here that you're watching. This is take number 784 today. No, 787. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, but when I do get a chance to play a game, it is a momentous occasion. So I finally looked at Bird Strike. This GD game that has been dominating the charts for I don't know how long. I want to say it's been out for at least a good 6 months or so, and it's been cleaning up probably at about, or it's been out probably closer to 9 months, but it's been dominating the charts for 4 or 5. As much as I can tell without actually going and doing research for this thing. But yeah, it was one of those things. I'd seen pictures of it. I saw the trailer of it. I never actually downloaded it and looked at it myself because, you know, I don't like birds that look like balls. They need feet and wings, and they need to fly. They're not supposed to be balls with eyes. I don't understand. But, I mean, I got to give it to them. They've obviously hit on something huge that a lot of people love and are happy about. My beef with the game, personally, was that it had already been done before. There was a game called Crush the Castle, which was released as a Flash game. Man, I don't even know, probably about 2 years ago. I'm not a guy that plays Flash games. And someone pointed me to this link. I think it was over from NeoGAF or something like that. But I checked it out, and I just sat there, glued to my PC, probably for maybe a good hour and a half of change, I don't know. And I just had to play that game the whole way through, and it was just so well done. And when I saw Angry Birds, it just immediately brought me back to Crush the Castle. But of course I was like, this is a ripoff of this other game that I've already played. And I loved it, but you know how it is. You don't want to just go for the blatant thing when the one that you were married to was already did you right. So I had actually downloaded Crush the Castle for my iPhone as well. It had gone free probably a little while ago, and it had been sitting on my phone, also unplayed. So I finally got into both of those games. At this point, I guess I just want to say, if you're a fan of Angry Birds, that's cool. I understand why. It's a nice game. It's got nice production value. But if you haven't played Crush the Castle, please check it out. I don't know if they have a free version of it available right now, but spend the dollar or two. It's a pretty good game. It's a little bit jarring to look at after looking at Angry Birds, because the production value, this is obviously the big issue with all these things now. It's a little bit rough around the edges looking, but you get past it pretty quickly. It's got personality. It's well thought out. It's a little bit clunky, but lovably so. But it's just, I was playing it last night, sitting in my car, waiting to pick my girlfriend up from the store, and I just completely lost track of the time all over again. I hadn't touched that game, and like I said, it had been a year and a half or something, and I was disappointed when it was time to go because I was enjoying the game. So, Crush the Castle, check it out. Anything else to promote? I think that is going to do it for now. I do have a lot more to say, but I'm, by popular request, trying to tone this down instead of being the equivalent of a video novel. So stay tuned for next week to see what more I have to say. It's very, very intriguing and interesting. Again, I would urge all of you, please, if you're watching this, check out our free apptracker.site and support us and retweet our posts. Again, we're just starting something else new here. We want to grow it, make it big. It takes time, but I'm spending a lot of time and a lot of energy on it already. I think you'll see that there's some things in there that are unique that some of the other sites don't have. Again, it's not a perfect thing, but I'm happy with it. It's coming out to fruition pretty well. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.